Hello and welcome to High or Lows, a 5th Ed Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the world of Taraz. I'm Philip Martin, your Dungeon Master, and with me is Laurie Crawford.
Welcome back, everyone.
Next up, we've got Mimbo Wang.
Hey, everyone.
Then we've got Ash Mireya.
Well met.
And last for tonight is Lizzie McPherson.
Hey, lovelies.
Unfortunately, Daniel Fletcher is away. It's his 7-year anniversary, so, we wish him a good night, and we'll see him next time. So, previously on High or Lows, the group were licking their wounds and exploring their surroundings as they found themselves in a major junction within the Dwarven mine. The main track continued in the direction they were traveling, but two tunnels could be seen leading westward, one going up and the other going down. The passage leading down was marked by several crude weapons, as well as some skeletal remains, which the group investigated first. Some of the weapons were still in working order, however others were beyond repair or would need work before they were functioning again. They gathered what they could, as some of the group took a short rest, which was sorely needed by some. This all deduced that the tunnel going upward likely led back to another section of the Mushroom Forest, but they elected not to explore that for now. And during the short rest, others were licking their wounds. Tweak also investigated a curious staff found amongst the crude weapons and did some tinkering so that Thistle might be able to use the grappling function of the staff, which is essentially just a big crab claw. Then they continued along the tracks and found evidence of tampering at the next junction, which delayed their progress slightly. And at the following junction, Callum noticed that there was some kind of rope connected to the track, which would have triggered a trap if it hadn't been disarmed. So the group worked together to disable the trigger and gained a medium length of rope for their trouble. And after continuing beyond this section for a little time, they came across another major junction, but this one more built up, which Candle had remembered from his time here, and confirmed that they were moving in the right direction towards Homestead. And this is where we'll begin, with the group just arriving at this major junction. Right, so I remember it's broken. You can't use it to move things around, but yeah, we got like 3 lengths of tracks. One goes west, one goes north. We can take either one. I remember, either both ones essentially lead northward into like the main sort of network of mining tunnels chaos.
So there's no real difference between which one we pick.
I remember there's some water to the west a bit, so we wanted to check out some water. I think it was fresh, but it might be a bit stagnant.
What is water?
Yeah, I remember coming down here. We picked this area for supplies. We found a bunch of stuff down here. Some wood, stone, a bunch of things. We all came down here and grabbed it all up. I was in one of the last groups that came to help after they found this stuff. It actually was pretty helpful when they were building up the town.
So you don't reckon it's worth doing a little bit of extra investigating?
A lot of stuff was found. There might be something else around. Wouldn't be the worst place to take a rest. It's open though, not defensible. But we'll be able to see things coming at least.
Will it take us much out of our way?
Well, we gotta go past it anyway. Well, we're here now anyway. As you continuing pushing the cart, you've been talking about this. Basically, 40 feet ahead of you is this big, massive, rusty metal cog with a section of rail sort of running along it. And it's basically the thing from Thomas the Tank Engine where it rotates. And essentially you're going up it from one direction, and then there's a section going east, and then there's also a section going west, and then there's another section going northeast, which sort of curves and goes north down one length of tunnel.
By the sounds, Candle reckons they both merge up a bit later.
Yeah, essentially he's basically described that they both go into the main network of more chaotic tunnels. So the sections you've been in have been a little bit more, there haven't been too many offshoots, but maybe it sounds like up ahead is maybe where there's more mining sections.
Maybe it is a good place to rest. I mean, it's starting to get towards the end of the day. It would have been nice to make it the whole way there, but
I don't reckon we got time anymore. Now that we're pushing the cart and taking our time with things, I reckon it will be tomorrow.
or maybe with the rest of the day we can move the cart to the correct track and just leave it there until morning.
That water shouldn't be too far away either. We might be able to go check it out. That'd be good to purify that overnight.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Do What do you two think? All three.
Maybe check it out.
Yeah, Chuck is pretty okay with not going to civilization, given what that likely entails.
Oh, Homestead, they'd like you there.
Did you say that to the group?
Do I say that to the group, or does...
Does Chuck say that?
Yeah, Chuck says that to the group.
You'll be alright, man. For little Feral, there'll be some people that won't be too happy to see you, but we ain't so bad as Homestead. We ain't so bloodthirsty over there. You find a place.
Well, that's certainly good to hear. But I mean, my people are the ones that threw you guys down here, so I can't expect a welcome.
That's true. But I reckon with all the stuff you brought and the skills you got, you'll find your place pretty fast, I reckon.
How about we check out this waterhole? Tweet, do you think you're safe enough here to maybe start moving the cart a little bit to the other track?
Well, I'm pretty hurt as well, so I might head back here with Tweet. The watering holes, just follow the track to the west. You'll find it right there. Should just be a couple 100 feet away. You'll see it on your right.
I'll take your water bottles down then, or water skins.
I suppose I'll finish off what's in it and hope that you definitely hope that still not got some water there.
It's always going to do you better drinking it than not.
The more sources of water that we investigate in these tunnels, the better. So, Tweak will go check it out, and if it's good, if it's safe, then maybe you might want to mark it on that their map there.
Yes, of course. Here, why don't you? I'll hang on to the map. You go have a look, and then I'll have a look later and put it on. But I'm pretty curious about this big cog thing, so I'm gonna have a look at that. Yep. And the Tweak just goes off and just is. He's already looking at the giant cog thing. He just put his head up for a little bit to say that. Candle says, "Yeah, well, he seems pretty distracted. I'll fill up any cups you got with the water you got, just in case there's something wrong with the water, so at least you got something to drink in the morning. And I'll start rigging up some sort of fire.
Easy done.
Got any scrap wood or anything that'll burn? That'd be good. We haven't come across too much around here."
I think Tweak picked up a bit of rotten wood that's probably good for nothing else but fire.
Yeah, you probably got enough wood that you get something going. You might have to consider, turfing some of your spears or something like that.
Yeah, well, I might just, the 3 spears we just found previously, I might just chuck on the ground and say, look, if you need to use them, use them.
All right, they should burn all right at this point. Well, good luck. Hope the water's all right.
Yep, be back soon.
If it gets bad, yell loud. We'll come. It ain't too far away.
Yeah, you'll hear us. Okay, so let's go down the western tunnel, wasn't it?
Yes, the western tunnel. You guys start going down the western tunnel, and it starts to actually tightens up a little bit as it goes westward. It's still probably about 10 feet wide. Your progress isn't as slow now that you're not pulling and pushing a cart, since you would have left that with Tweak and Candle. How are you moving?
Preferably with my legs.
That's up to you. I'm not going to make that decision for you.
I slither the whole way. Did we want to stealth it, or
Is it worth stealthing it?
sometimes?
If I hang back,
Yeah, we'll just be a little bit ahead, so at least we might be able to see stuff.
Yeah, so you got Thistle and Callum ahead, Chuck and Baracus in the back, essentially. You can still, it's wide enough that you can go like that, or you can stake yourselves a little bit. And you sort of get you're walking ahead. Baracus would notice it first, about 100 feet away down the room, maybe more like 120 feet. You see a cart up ahead on the track.
Interesting. Maybe we could have a bit of a sticky beak. See if there's anything good in there.
Yeah, we can always bring it back with us.
Yeah.
if the cave widens, and as soon as I notice it, I might kind of veer off a little bit, sort of everyone kind of racing to investigate the cart.
It's actually relatively tight here. It's about 10 feet wide, with the track running through the middle. So you can't veer off. You could hang back.
Perfect. Yep, I'll do that.
And so you've got Callum and Thistle approaching the cart to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
Probably stealth up somewhat. Try and be quiet, and then just check out see if it's been trapped or something, or what the go is with it.
Okay. So give me a perception check.
18.
21.
Okay. Thistle, but okay, for Callum first, you're approaching this thing, and then you actually are a bit distracted by a bit of a coolness beyond the cart, and you can sort of hear the occasional drip of water in the distance. So you think it's not too far away. It's probably maybe 50, 60 feet away. There probably is some water nearby, and Thistle, you would notice that you can sort of see just on the edge of your vision if you look a bit of the movement of water. The cart itself, the brake appears to be rusted and fused together, so it doesn't look like it's moving very easily. There is a support here in the tunnel here that you can see. What Thistle would notice is that this support doesn't look the same as some of the other ports. It looks much more cruder. It doesn't look like dwarves built that support. It looks like it was made to look like they did, but something else. Like it's a different build.
I'd ask Candle, but he's back with Tweet.
What does it seem to be made out of?
It does seem to be made out of wood. Just doesn't look like the wood is sort of as old or as weathered as some of the other ones.
Is this something that I've discovered as well, or it's on ahead?
It's on ahead. It's so you wouldn't have necessarily been. You're hanging back, so you haven't really seen up ahead. You would probably just see the water off in the distance beyond the group.
It doesn't look like it's trapped or anything, from what Thistle could say.
Give me an investigation roll if you're going to investigate further.
1.
Oh my god.
You can give me an investigation roll as well. Both of you give me with advantage now that you think there's something weird about this support.
18.
Thistle?
16.
16. Okay, so you're both looking at the cart and the support and trying to figure out if there's something going on, and you don't see it at first until you sort of follow the cart, and then follow the support, and you look under the cart, and there is something going under the cart into the dirt, and it seems like if you move the cart, it will get pulled.
Another trap. There doesn't seem to be anything in the cart.
No, but it does seem to be like the wheels are intact, but sort of shot and fused, like the bearings are fused, and the brake is also fused. So it looks like it would be very hard to push this cart. It would be probably easier just to lift it, but you need strong people.
Sounds like it's not even worth doing. Well, without Tweak here, it's going to be pretty tough to try and disarm this, so let's just leave it. Let them know that there's something down here.
Yeah, let's just continue on to the watering hole.
Yeah, well, you can see the watering hole in the distance. It's about 50 feet away from the cart and just on your right. And it opens up. It doesn't smell great, but you can sort of detect that coolness of water.
Well, hopefully Tweak can purify this like he did the last ones. Let's make our way to it. Maybe stealthily, because the last time there was a big pool of water, could very well have been a Kuatoa that was lurking in it.
Yeah.
Give me stealth checks.
Ooh, that's a 7.
12?
7, 12. Baracus? You moving up to the...
Yeah, I move up, being a cart that had not been touched or not been moved, so I'll kind of follow that lead, take a wide berth, and make my way to them. Is that a stealth, you were saying?
Yeah. And you do have to squeeze past the cart a little bit, but it is possible to do so.
Okay. And it's a 9.
A 9. And
9, yeah.
And Chuck, your stealth check?
20.
20. Chuck carrying the team. So Chuck goes pretty quiet for everyone, so Thistle would know where they are though. And you guys make your way to the watering hole. Callum, it's hard for you to detect the edges of this, but everyone else, you can see that this is not a big, it's kind of just a small grotto, probably about 30 feet by 40 feet across, with a few sort of drips of water just sort of pooling in this area. You're not sure exactly how deep it is, but you wouldn't expect it to be particularly deep unless there's a chance it connects to something else, but it does appear to be mostly stagnant.
Well, let's fill them up and get back to the group.
Okay.
I might pass my water skins to someone else to fill, and I'll kind of be on guard, shield and dagger in hand.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Only 12.
Can I give him guidance?
Yeah, you'd be able to give him guidance. So the first one.
13.
13, you say?
Mm-hmm.
13, indeed. Yeah. So you would just, on the edge of your hearing, you can hear little sort of, just little chittering sounds as you sort of hear things moving along you, moving towards you. Little things approaching your group. And what do you do?
Something's coming.
Roll initiative.
6 for Thistle.
22.
15.
5.
Okie dokie. So you don't see anything. You can sort of hear. So the track continued on westward before it turned northward. And you can hear some things coming from around that bend there. You can also hear. Anyone with a passive perception above 13 would be able to hear this, by the way.
Okay.
You can also hear. Basically, essentially, all of you can hear something approaching you. But you can also hear things beyond that. They're small things. You're not sure what they are. You can't see them. But Callum, you're up.
Well, I'll stick myself in between where the noise is coming from in the group and just take the dodge action.
You sort of hear a few different noises coming from a few different directions. As you're sort of like trying to look around, you can sort of start to detect bits of movement on the walls of the rock, but they're only small things.
Well, if that's the case, then I'll try and get next to as many people as I can and try to get in between it. But I mean, it's obviously impossible to get in between all of it.
You get in between some of them for sure.
Cool.
Okay, Chuck, you're up.
Can I see anything to Mind Sliver?
Give me a perception check.
14.
14. Yes. Okay. So you went to go gather water. You sort of look up as you get alerted by Callum, and you can see over on the rock, just sort of around a thing about 25 feet, is a small, but large for a creature like this, centipede. It's small by D&D terms, giant by centipede term.
Is it acting aggressively?
Yes. Well, they're moving towards you.
Is that aggressive?
Give me an insight check or an animal handling check.
Oh, that was bad. 11.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but they're definitely moving towards you, and they're kind of creepy looking.
Sure, Mind Sliver.
Depends how you feel about bugs.
Not that great.
It failed.
It takes 5 psychic damage and -2 to its save.
Okay. Awesome. What are you doing with your movement or bonus action?
I'm going to move away from it.
Okay, you can sort of chuck sort of grouping up around the group into like a cluster.
Sure.
So you move towards the group. Okay, great. Okay, it is now the giant centipede's turn, and essentially they're just going to come swarm on you. And I'm just going to. So first, 2 of them are going to attack. We're going to round the corner and attack Callum. And that is a 15 to hit on the first one as it tries to bite you. That's going to miss, and then a 9 is also going to miss. Okay, and then the one that got Mind Slivered is going to chase down Chuck, and is going to miss very badly. Then one is going to come for Thistle. And that is a 20 to hit.
Hits.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Before that happens, I would like you to re-roll.
Okay. That will miss.
And Callum gets advantage in his next attack.
All right. So that was the one that went for. That was one for Thistle, right?
Yep.
Cool. And then one's going to go for Baracus. And that is a 22 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Yep. So and I need a con save against poison.
If I'm next to him, I'd intercept.
Yep, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's a 19.
I think you save. And you take no poison damage, but you take 3 piercing damage from the bite as it bites your foot hard.
I did manage to roll a 10, so probably wouldn't take anything.
So you take 0. Cool. Thistle.
I'm gonna activate my Halo of Spores. Bonus action, my new quarterstaff, and I'm gonna treat it like a bit of a baseball.
I got a 17 on that con save, so Halo of Spores wouldn't have worked.
Bugger. And yeah, bonus action, I'm gonna shillelagh my new quarterstaff and use it as a baseball bat.
Okay, and you're going to attack the centipede that tried to attack you?
Yes. 21 to hit,
That hits.
and that's 8 bludgeoning damage.
You squish the hell out of it. It is dead.
Well, they're easy to kill.
But you hear more approaching the group beyond this pack.
Okay.
Are you doing anything with your movement, or are you just going to stay in this cluster?
I want to stay close to the group, because I might be able to help them out a bit better that way.
Sounds good.
Just a quick question, sorry.
Yeah.
So when it gets to my next turn, can I try to activate Halo with Spores again, or is it just like a one-off thing?
Halo Spores is the one... That's your reaction, right?
Yeah, but I need to activate it. So I'm just saying, when it gets to my next turn, can I try to activate it then?
Because
Okay.
technically it would have been on the centipede's turn when you activated it. Yes, it's fine.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Just wanted to double check things.
Okay, Baracus, you got one of these things on you?
Yeah, get off me. 15 to hit,
That hits.
and 9 damage.
Squish. Squish goes the centipede.
Where, or did I even, hear that there may be more coming?
You can sort of hear them all just sort of coming from various directions. You would be able to move, but there's also still 3 by the group. You're all in like a cluster, so the 4 of you are sort of back to back. And you still got 1 engaged with Chuck and 2 with Callum.
Move over to Callum. And,
Kind of already there, kind of. You could shift 5 feet and be engaged with the centipedes, I suppose.
yeah, I kind of be, I think, fighting shoulder to shoulder at this point.
Yep, this Callum's still within 5 feet of everyone. That's cool. And it's Callum's turn.
I can't reach the one engaged with Chuck.
I'm going to say no because of the way I have it in my head.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, then in that case, I will attack whichever one that makes sense in front of me.
They're both fresh.
Yeah, I mean, it's all good. And I suppose I get advantage because of silvery barbs.
If you want it, yeah.
Well, I'm glad I did. Shit on the first one. That would be 20 though. The advantage.
That hits.
Oh, sorry. Activate Planet Warrior with this. Gotta remember to do that. 1 + 1 + 4 with the dagger.
Is that 6 damage?
Yes.
No squish.
Well, 7 if you're feeling nice, but I don't think so.
Chuck.
Mindslaver.
Sure. And same one, so it'd be the penalty. That's a fail.
2 psychic.
It explodes in psychic energy.
Perfect. Is that the one next to me?
Yeah, that's on next to you. So now there's only 2 engaged with Callum and Baracus.
Perfect.
Okay, you guys are still just going to stay clustered. Cool. It is their turn. So the 2 that are with Callum, one's going to go for Baracus now, one's going to go for Callum. So Baracus, that's a 13 to hit. Callum, that's a 20 to hit. So I need a con save.
That's 13?
Cool. It's 6 piercing damage and 0 poison damage. And then 4 more are going to just come and swarm around the group and attack you, 1 each. So Thistle is a 21 to hit.
Hit. Oh,
You can do your Halo of Spores on it. It fails.
sweet.
How much damage do you do?
3.
Cool. But yeah, so that's a 21 to hit. I need a con save.
I've got advantage on poison saves.
You do. You could intercept this as well if you wanted, Callum.
Yeah. Well,
21.
That's a pass, but you take 6 piercing damage, which will be reduced by Callum.
Thank you.
only by 3.
So it's 3 piercing damage. Another one will appear and attack Chuck. That is a 15 to hit you, Chuck.
I'm going to get you to reroll.
Ah, interesting. That's a 17.
Okay, well, it hits me, but Callum gets advantage.
Cool. So that is 4 damage, and I need a con save for poison.
It's a natural 20.
You're fine. Baracus. That is a 6 to hit. And another one comes to Callum, which is... Ooh, that's a nat 20 for me. The universe equalizes. So we'll need a con save again, Callum.
22. No, 20.
Yeah, so you pass the poison check, but you do take 9 piercing damage as one of these things just really clamps down. Probably just comes out of nowhere, like drops from the ceiling and just jams you right on your neck.
Are you looking? Because you've got no interception for yourself.
Yeah, pretty hurt.
But no one's taking any poison damage, thankfully. Okay, so next up is Thistle.
Well, same as last time.
So you can go for the one that you hurt with your Halo of Spores, or you go for one of the fresh ones, going for like Callum.
I'll finish off the one that my Halo was affected, then I'll go make a movement so I'm like closer to Callum so I can try and whack them.
You're right next to Callum. You're right in a tight group.
Okay, I didn't realize that we were right next to each other. My bad.
Yeah, because he intercepted your damage last turn.
That's right. 17,
That hits.
and it's 9 bludgeoning damage.
You squish the one that you got with your Halo of Spores. It is dead.
Cool.
Baracus.
Okay, let's go for this fresh one on Callum, shall we?
Yeah, you also have the fresh one that went for you.
And they're side by side just as we are, yeah?
It's just this swarm of giant centipedes that are just sort of all swarming your group from different directions. So you've got a bunch near you, but I think you've got 3 near you, 3 near Callum. 2 of those are the same one, and one of them has been hurt a lot.
I'm not going to go for the severely hurt one, but I will go for one of the ones close by.
Yeah. And like one of the ones that both you or Callum could go for?
Yeah.
Cool. Go for it. Swing.
Oh. Nat 20.
You're definitely going to kill it, so describe what your nat 20 does to the centipede. It's a centipede the size of a beagle, though. Like it's like a large beagle.
So we'll say 19 points of damage. We'll go for somewhere along that line of slices along the body. Probably not 19. It's probably asking a bit much.
Maybe it got up to attack you, and like it was going to attack, and you got your hammer and like squished it right down, like so, like it's almost like it was at like half full extension, and you just squished it, pushed it back into the ground.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Like an accordion.
I'm using the fiery end of the hammer, so yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. It's 4 for that one.
You smelled worse things to eat.
Oh, gross.
Centipedes are definitely edible. Well, in our world, not necessarily here.
Yeah, but that was Baracus, your turn. Back up to the top of Callum.
Okay. Well, there was one that was... Or was that the one that was weakened? Or...
No, that wasn't the one that was weakened. That was a fresh one.
Yeah.
So you've got a weak one and a fresh one right near you.
Might as well go for the fresh one, because I do hit big if I hit. I do have advantage, so I'll use that. That would be 21.
That hits.
With Planar Warrior, of course. That would be 10 damage total.
Another squish. Do you want to do a scribe? You want to put any stank on that?
I think I'd just be waiting for it to lunge at me, and then I just do a quick stab in the, I don't know, where you'd think the nerves will go down the spinal column type thing. Not that insects have that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they have a cartilage or something. Chuck.
I'll go after the one on me.
Mindserver again?
Yeah.
That is a 12.
Nope. So 3 psychic damage, 4 from its save.
Oh, that's a big. I don't think you can pass your Mindserver now. But it is their turn, and it's going to try to bite you back. And that's a 21.
Jesus. Roll again.
Okay, making you use all your spells. That's a 6.
Callum gets advantage. I'm pretty much out of spell slots though at this stage.
Well, you're getting ready for a long rest anyway, so you might as well use them. Baracus is a 14 to hit, so that'll miss. You're wearing good mail. And Callum is a 19 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
I'm glad I keep on hitting Callum, and he can't deflect the damage.
I'm not.
It's only 4 piercing, but I need another con save.
Oh, that might be a fail. That's a...
You do have advantage though, if you want it. That advantage you've been given is not just for attacks.
I did use that. I did say I used that on the attack.
No, you got a new one, just then.
Well, let's see. Oh, that's much better. 22.
Okay, no poison damage, but you do take 4 piercing damage as you get bitten again by a giant centipede. And that's it. There's no more coming, it seems. Just that it was just the 9 of them. But Thistle, you're up.
So there's no more around me?
There's sort of one. You could step towards Callum and take one out, or you could step towards Chuck and take one out.
Well, I've noticed that Callum's copped a bit of a beating, so I'll help him out.
Sure.
19
That hits.
with 8 bludgeoning damage.
Squish. I imagine you're just stomping these things with the like butt end of your staff and just hammering them into the ground.
I've just turned it around and I'm just swinging them into the wall like the baseball bat.
Yeah. Baracus.
That one just got squished, so I'll move over to Chuck.
You still got the one that's engaged with you.
Oh, well, let's go for that one, shall we? 13 to hit.
Just hits.
Alright, only 6 damage.
6 damage. No squish.
Rolled a 1 to 2.
Which takes us to Callum.
Is that one next to me?
You could move to engage it, yeah.
I was probably going to move to engage the one on Chuck, because I think he's a little bit squishier.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
So I'll jump on that one. If I can get a flank, I would do that.
You can.
So I'll play a warrior.
You have to step into the water slightly to do so, but you can.
I probably won't, if that's the case. Don't trust the water. And I probably should have, because that's 11 to hit.
That misses.
But I'll end my movement next to Chuck.
Yeah. And it is Chuck's turn.
Mind Saver.
The highest it can get is an 11, so pretty sure it fails, and that's if I roll on that 20.
Yeah, that fails.
So roll your damage.
Oh, damn it. My 1 psychic damage.
They get to bite again.
And 1.
And 1 save. Okay, they take their bites. They're not going to go for new targets, so one's just going to go for Chuck. And that's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
It's 3 piercing damage, but I need a con save.
16.
Yeah, you pass the con save, and this damage, I'm sure, will be deflected.
Yeah, 3 is my minimum, so...
Yeah, you don't need to roll for it. But 1 is going for Baracus, but it's only a 9 to hit, so no hits. Thistle. You can either move towards the one with Baracus, or you can move towards the one going for Chuck.
I'll help Chuck out.
Okay.
Pretty lucky nuking these things. Holy crap, I got a nat 20, so that's 23 total.
There's no way it doesn't squish, and I'm pretty sure the total will be more than that than 20. It should be like 25 or 6.
But yeah, no, and that's like, yeah, 6 damage.
That,
Oh yeah, 6 total damage. Yeah.
that goes kablooey.
You're probably looking at the quarterstaff, not the shillelagh damage and attack roll.
I'm not sure. Yeah, awesome. You squish another centipede. It's basically like clubbing a baby seal, but it's a centipede. Maybe that was a bit dark.
Seals are cute. Seals are cute.
Marcus, you still have one injured one next to you.
With that macabre thought,
You saying ugly people?
Sorry, what was that, Nimbo?
I was asking Liz if she was saying that ugly people deserve to die.
Oh no, I'm sure she doesn't. I don't
No,
think-
I'm not saying seals are cute. I don't know why you compare these cockroach-like things to seals.
I don't know why. Just clubbing because you're clubbing them.
Clubbing seals is a thing.
It was a thing. Or unfortunately, it probably still is a thing. But anyway, that's a weird tangent. Baracus, let's end this combat.
and with 11 points of damage, I'm going to try to kind of baseball swing it into the water and see if anything in the water reacts to this plop.
Yeah, you definitely can do that. That's fine. The combat is over now anyway. Nothing seems to be reacting in the water. Doesn't seem to be a big watering hole. Guys can give me like a nature check or a survival check as you're sort of looking around. If you have to think about this.
Survival better. That's an 18 for survival.
Yeah, 18 for survival. You don't think that you think the centipedes was essentially their home. You also think that the reason they were so aggressive is they were hungry.
Well, we're probably. Oh, well, the guys here are probably hungry too.
And looking around at these centipedes, you know that the centipedes, this is fine eating. You could definitely eat these.
Up off the head, the body should be fine. Pretty sure the venom sacs are probably up in the head.
Yeah, you just have to cut around the venom. But I'm not going to make you roll for it. Like these are big enough, and the venom is only a small part of it. So you've just knocked one into the water, but you've still got 8. Some of them are pretty squished, like messed up. But I'd say you'd be able to get today and tomorrow's meal out of these centipedes if you chose to eat them for the whole group.
Do those venom sacs appear harvestable?
Give me a nature check.
What do you think, Thistle? I'm looking at this thing. Those sacs, I don't really want to touch them, but I don't know if we can kind of extract them out. And I'll give her advantage if she looks at it.
Sure, give me a nature check with advantage.
12.
12, maybe. You guys were pretty aggressive with these things. Like a lot of the attacks you made were to the head section. So someone give me a high or lows.
High.
Okay. Yeah, looking around, one of the ones that was just mind slivered to death. Yeah, you could harvest a venom sac from that. You wouldn't get much venom out of it though, because they're not the biggest creatures. I think you'd be able to get somewhere between 1 to 5 doses of venom if you were to try to harvest it though.
Well, we can try to harvest it.
If someone wants to give me a survival, you'll need something to put it in as well.
I'll help. I'll do the survival.
You have anything to put it in?
Nope. Do you, Baracus?
No, all that we've got like that is back there with Tweak.
You can bring it back with us, and maybe Tweak can have a look if he's got something. Otherwise, just throw it in the fire.
Look, okay, I have an idea. Okay, I have a water skin on me. I don't get thirsty ever. So I'll just empty that out, and then we can put this put what we're harvesting in that, or squish it in that.
You're better off just leaving it. Like a water skin's more useful with water than venom that we probably won't use.
Well, you can harvest just the venom sac for now. And then you can put the venom in something later. I suppose the venom sac can hold the venom for a while, at least.
We could probably just chop off the head and deal with it later.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I guess we should fill the water skins while we're here and head back with our dinner.
Yeah, it doesn't take you too long. You just got to do it. Fill up all the water skins. Any other vessels you brought? I think you probably have a bucket that, like, I think there was a bucket that someone picked up at some point. You've got to fill up at least one that doesn't have a hole.
Yeah, I think Tweak picked up a good one and a bad one.
Yeah, so you've got a bucket of water and a bunch of water skins filled, and you can start making your way back to the camp.
Sounds good.
You pass by the rigged cart. You're still not 100% sure how it works, but something is definitely there, set to trigger, and make your way back to camp. Not a huge amount of time has passed, but you can see Candle has started making a fire and sort of rolled out his bedroll, and Tweak is investigating the giant cog. Probably only been 15 minutes.
Well, I guess dump the centipedes near the fire and say, found dinner.
They don't look too bad.
Yeah, I reckon cook them up in that fire and we'll be sat for a little bit.
I mean, that one looks already cooked. He picks up a bit of the one that was fire hammered. Nope, needs to be cooked a little bit more than that. A little bit of dirt there. Not great.
There's a whole bunch of these guys down there.
Well, I reckon we may as well just set up camp here. Roll out your rolls, pick your corner. This area is quite large. You've got like a section on the east, which looks to be sort of like a resources storage section, and another section on the north, which is like a smaller sort of just storage section. And there's no wall or anything separating them off, but you could get some degree of privacy. There is the tunnel going north in between these two sections, and then there's also the tunnel going west. There's lots of edges in this room, like lots of corners, but other than the two sort of main bits. And it's the small bit on the north that you'd get the most privacy if you were after it.
Yeah, we might as well go there. They'll be able to see our fire going no matter, so it's not like we'll be completely hidden, but at least they won't be able to like edge us around corners too much. Anyone have a preference for first watch?
I'll do it. You guys eat up and everything. I'm not hungry, so
Well, it really makes more sense for you to take second or third watch, so other people can have, so at least one more person can have uninterrupted sleep.
oh yeah, that makes sense too.
I'll take first watch, and I will kind of dig the fire if the ground is diggable.
It's actually worked stone, almost like smooth pavers, like large smooth pavers, actually.
Well, that won't work for the fire then, but I will take my watch.
Maybe we could make the fire actually on the big cog, and that might get hot. We might be able to like grill.
Worth a try.
All right, let's do it. Next episode on Higher Lows. I think we'll call it there, and we'll see what happens next time. That's it for this episode of the Higher Lows podcast. If you'd like to get in touch, you can find us on Twitter at Higher Lows with underscores between the words, or you can find me at Feepster.
Thanks for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed listening, please leave us a 5-star rating and review, which is one of the best ways you can support us. You can also join the discussion on our Reddit and Facebook pages, or even our Discord server, and maybe play some games with us. Links can be found in the description below. Special thanks to Sirenscape for the background audio and Alex McPherson for providing the opening theme. I hope you can all join us next time as we continue on our adventure.